Hi there. In this revision video, you will look at fractions, all the four operations of fractions, so adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing. Now for the IGCSE Edexcel foundation paper, this is how they normally set out the questions. So something like show that 2/3 times 1/8 equals 1/12. So you're actually given the answer to this question. You just need to show that's true. So it's almost like you can ignore this part. We want to work this out, showing our full working out to pick up all the marks to show that gives us an answer of 1/12. So let's just write out the question. And it's thinking, how do you multiply fractions? Just multiply the top, multiply the bottom. Okay, but you also need to show, so if you multiply the top and the bottom, the numerators and the denominators, so we get 2/24. We need to show that equals 1/12, so you need to show that step. So how do we simplify that fraction? We look for a common factor, which is 2. If you divide them both by 2, we get 1/12. So that's enough working out there to pick up all your full marks for that question. Okay, what do we do when we divide the fractions? We do the keep, flip, change method. So we keep that first fraction as it is. We flip the second fraction and we change the divide to a times. Once we've done that, you times the numerators together. 1 times 4 is 4. 7 times 3 is 21, which actually gives us that answer, which is what we want. What do we do for an addition? So for an addition fraction question, we need to find the lowest common multiple of 5 and 8 first, which is 40. Then we change both of our fractions into equivalent fractions out of 40. What do you times this by to get 40? Times it by 8. So what do we times that by? Times it by 8, which gives us 16. What do we times 8 by to get 40? It's 5. So we multiply this by 5 as well to get 15. Then we add our numerators, leave our denominators the same, and we get our answer, which we want, 31/40. This one is really similar. So we're looking for a lowest common multiple of 8 and 2, which is 8. So we need our fractions both out of 8. Well, that first one is already out of 8, so we can leave it as it is. To get this into 8, we need to times it by 4. So we're going to times that by 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 take away 4 is 1. Leave our denominator the same. You might have done this a slightly different way. So some people would look at this and use a common denominator of 16, which is fine. If you're going to use 16, though, you need to simplify it at the end. So you might have got 10. So 10/16 and then 2/16, which simplifies. If I divide them both by 2, it simplifies 1/8. You just need to show that it simplifies to get all your marks. Okay, can we have a go at these 4 questions, please? Once you've done them, just check my working out just to make sure you pick up all your marks for these, but don't leave because there are some more complicated questions after this. Okay, so the first one. 2 times 1 is 2. 9 times 8 is 72. We just need to show that simplifies to 1/36. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Keep, flip, change. Keep, flip, change. 8/5. Common denominator is 35. Well, lowest common multiple of 7 and 5 is 35. So times 5 times 5 times 7 times 7. Add the numerators, leave the denominator the same. Common denominator is 40, or the lowest common multiple of 8 and 5, times 5 times 5 times 8 times 8. Okay, so for these ones, they're slightly higher level. So we've got mixed numbers and improper fractions. The first step with this is to change both of our fractions into improper fractions. 1 times 4 is 4, add 1 is 5. So that's 5/4. 1 times 5, add 2 is 7. Multiply them. Before we change it back into a mixed number fraction, I'd simplify this. So we need to divide them both by 5. If I divide both of those by 5, we get 7 over 4. Change it back again. You need to show that you can change it back into an improper fraction. So even just putting equals and just double checking, 4 into 7 is 1, remainder 3. You need to have that step there to get your last mark for these. So that's 9 over 4. 2 times 4 is 8, add 1 is 9. So there's your first step. Keep, flip, change. Keep, flip, change. 63 over 12. You can check if this simplifies first on your calculator by using your fraction button. I've got a fraction button here. So you just press equals. You'll see it simplifies to 21 over 4. And then let's change it back to a mixed number fraction. 4 into 21 is 5, remainder 1. Changing into improper first. Lowest common multiple. Add your numerators, leave the denominators the same. Okay, how many 20s go into divide into 73? 20, 40, 60, it's 3, and you're left over with 13. Change them into improper fractions. Lowest common multiple. (92), 63. 29 over 28. 28 into 29 is 1, remainder 1. Okay, so just to finish off, can you have a go at these 4 questions, please? Put me on pause and pause when you're done. Keep, flip, change. Lowest common multiple. I don't get the answer. Let me see if I made a mistake here. I have made a mistake. Because when I made a mistake when I came up with the question. Sorry, so it should be equals 3 and 29 over 35. Which makes sense because when I change this back now, we've got 3, 35 into 134 is 3. 3 times 35 is 105. So I can get my remainder as this. There we go. Phew, that works out. Sorry, I came up with the wrong answer here. Okay, this one. Lowest common multiple. Ten over 16 simplifies to 5 over 8. Okay, sorry about that mistake. Hope it didn't confuse you too much. Okay, thank you. Bye.